soul. My nose sated, I crossed the store with the quiet reverence one saves for museums to admire their pièces de résistance. On a credenza at the far side of the store was a remarkable group of wax busts featuring characters in French history, tempting customers to light the wicks atop their heads. Marie Antoinette stared at me, daring me to try. As if I would. Her molded hair was too fabulous to mess with. The sales associate politely indulged me while I took a few snaps of the candle busts on display. As I zoomed in on a stern-faced Napoleon, my phone pinged a photo from my boyfriend, Peter, who was back home. His lopsided grin and the lock of blonde hair over his forehead reminded me of his boyish charm, while the look in his eyes made me miss his warm embrace. I smiled at the image of him holding up 4 fingers, and I sent a thumbs-up selfie back to him. We'd recently hit the 4-month mark in our relationship, and we were feeling pretty smug about ourselves. I hate to jinx myself, but life was good. In addition to the magic of new love coursing through my veins, my business had been strong enough over the summer that I'd felt confident to leave for a few days abroad. Even the timing of the trip was perfect, since everyone back home had begun to remind me that my birthday was coming up. 30. I might have been imagining it, but the reminder was often followed with a look that made me feel like I had spinach in my teeth. "May I help you?" the sales associate asked. From her subtle pout, I realized I'd crossed a line when my attention had shifted from her candles to Peter's text. "No, merci," I said, practicing my accent. I checked the time. It was later than I'd realized. With one last tour of the establishment and a friendly au revoir, I picked up a healthy pace to meet Millie for a snack at a cafe across the street from the conference center on the left bank. Today was the end of the conference, and after my mom's presentation, we'd be heading back to Nantucket. But Millie and I had likely patronized a year's worth of cafes over the last few days. We'd had a ball, sitting at small, round tables, unlit Gauloise cigarettes dangling from our lips for a cinema noir effect as we drank our café crème and people-watched. The parade of high-style, fabulous couples walking hand in hand, and even the dogs enjoying croissant crumbs from the pavement beside the cafes, was captivating. It took a few minutes longer than I anticipated to reach what had become our favorite haunt, Café Bonchance, because I had to wait by the Odeon as a caravan of black cars, with a motorcade on each side, passed by. The much-talked-about Peace Jubilee was being held the following week in Paris. Already, the city was filling up with important foreign leaders for strategic meetings and with citizens from all walks who had opinions to voice. It was an exciting moment to be in the city. Unlike other peace summits, leaders from small kingdoms, in some cases from remote areas, were invited to share insights into how they promoted peace. Including these new voices at the table had created excitement around the globe. I couldn't help think what good sports the Parisians were. The closed-off streets, the demonstrations, and the obligations that came with such an undertaking made me appreciate the simplicity of my small-town life. When I finally arrived, Millie was already seated at an outdoor table with the coat-check lady from the World Perfumery Conference, Olive Tidings. The two women both loved the spot for breakfast and had become fast friends over the last few days while enjoying their morning pastries. A stocky British woman, Olive wore skirted tweed suits every day. She was warm enough on even the chilliest occasions, with no more than a matching fedora. "Bonjour, Stella," my mother said with outstretched arms as I pulled up a chair. We kissed on each cheek as if we were French. We both knew how silly we'd look with such formality back home, but we could not resist. In honor of the panel, Millie's fabulous red hair, a Wright trait that contrasts starkly with my dark, wild mane, was pulled into a soft updo. She wore a thick navy sweater secured.